Hi guys, I recently had an experience involving mealworms, which I kind of used and raised a little baby mealworm up through the pupa stage into adulthood. I thought it had died before it went into its pupa stage because it was very, very still. And now I got a big sack of about 500 grams of mealworms, and I decided that instead of feeding them to reptiles or myself or anything else, that I would raise them all into adulthood. Well, that's not exactly what's happened. Some of the mealworms still haven't progressed into their pupa stage. Some of them have progressed into the pupa stage. Some of them have actually progressed and turned into beetles. But what I'm going to show you now is the 3 stages of mealworms, and the ones I'm going to show you are all alive, even though the main mealworms tend to be really, really still. What you see here are mealworm larvae. All of these are still alive. As you can see, they're moving very slightly, and these are just preparing themselves to go into their pupa stage, that sort of thing. That's why they're being so sluggish. Oh god, this one's trying to escape here. See, they can be sneaky even when being sluggish. But yeah, I quite like these little creatures now after getting to know them. They can nip slightly, but you don't really feel it. And yeah, I am generally quite fond of them now. I used to be really terrified of them, and when they used to flip, they used to make me go get really scared, and I used to jerk away in terms of reaction. But I've generally started to like them. Anyway, on to stage 2. Stage 2 is the pupa form. I'm not going to disturb this little fellow very much, and I'm going to put him back very gently. Now if you grab it or pick it up by the tail, it will squirm, but I don't want to do that because it can hurt the beetle inside. Still, it's a very delicate, very, very beautiful stage of development in the insect, and I think that that is very, very beautiful. And here we have a darkling beetle which has come out of the pupa stage, and it is very, very hyperactive and wants to explore the new world. And isn't that absolutely beautiful? These are amazing little creatures, and what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be releasing them all into the wild so that they can learn to survive for themselves, rather than feeding them to an insect, like insects, fish, that sort of thing. Because these are typical food feeder insects, and I'm going to be putting them out into the wild because I think that they're amazing, and that certainly they don't deserve to die in the jaws of a lizard or anything. But they have to make their own way in the world, and I like to think that I'm giving them a chance anyway. Yeah, so there it is. It's one of my little darkling beetles, and it's sort of looking at me all confused, trying to figure out what the hell's going on and why I keep moving. Anyway, I will see you in the next part. Okay guys, this is vivarium, where all of my mealworms have grown up, and where they've been basically spending their time as youngsters. As you can see, a couple of them haven't made it. Those are the black ones, and I haven't removed them because I'm just about to tip them all out onto the ground. Now, insects are extremely durable, so they should be all pretty much fine from this, but it will give them a chance to survive in the wilderness outside anyway. Good luck, little fellas. Yeah. And there we have it. All of the mealworms and darkling beetles are being released now. Just going to sort of help them out a little bit by lessening the amount of oats, freeing a couple of them up so that they can get out and explore the world. Just trying to be a bit gentle with them all. Oh, look at them all clinging on to me. They love their daddy. Anyway, I'm really going to miss these little guys. I'm very fond of these beetles, actually. I've been looking after them for quite a while, and hopefully they'll all be happy. So that's my experience of looking after mealworms. It's a very enjoyable experience, raising them up from their hideous larvae into those beautiful beetles that you've seen. They're called darkling beetles. You can look them up on the internet. And I really enjoyed looking after them throughout this time. In the future, I'm not going to be raising mealworms. I'm going to probably try next for a colony of waxworms. But the main reason I'm not doing mealworms again is because they're cannibalistic, and I don't really like that in an insect. But I found that out afterwards because they kept dying, and I kind of thought, well, what's wrong? But once I got the whole moisture thing sorted out, everything was fine. If you're going to raise a colony of mealworms, you need to give them a lot of moisture. Try getting a smaller colony, like just a little packet of them, and raising them up with very, very quite a lot of things like chopped up potatoes. Give them a lot of lettuce. Lettuce is really good because it's got a large percentage water content. But yeah, if you want to raise up an insect which is actually a feeder insect and then just release it for the giggles of it all, I would say, yeah, give yourself a hand with raising mealworms. I will say, if you're going to raise waxworms, I believe they turn into moths, so you might want to have a lid for your container, and make sure that's cool. Sorry, I thought I had a spider on me for a moment. I'm a very arachnophobic, and sitting down in the garden makes me wonder just how many are swarming around me. Anyway, my colony of mealworms has been risen up to adulthood and will now unleash itself on the whole of humanity. And who knows, they may even win. I will miss them, I think. It's been a really good experience for me, and I think it's taught me a lot about parenthood. No, it hasn't taught me a lot about parenthood, but it's taught me that I'm a pretty lousy person for looking after things like mealworms, but I do get it right sometimes. Anyway, thanks for watching this video all the way through. I know it's boring and it's not my usual crap attempts at comedy, but you know, we got to do something weird and different once in a while, right? Anyway, bye!